Here we go, guys. Oops. Welcome back, guys.
So reality sucks.
Here we are with another episode of Reality Sucks. This is episode number 15. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. So just so we start with the beginning, we all know that Calvin, aka A Really Amazing Cal, I'm Ty, the original classic man. Calvin is streaming live on Facebook. I'm streaming live on YouTube, so you can also find us on YouTube now. Reality Sucks Live TV, and you type in the episode, and you can find the episodes if you want to go back and watch them later.
Can you just type in live reality TV, and it should come up, correct?
It should come up by your
You
reality.
have episodes to choose from.
Yeah, you have episodes
okay,
to
I
choose
saw
from.
I saw that. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. So that's it. So what's going on in the world this week that you guys want to talk about? What you what's been going on?
Oh man, so much been going on at work though. You know what I'm saying? This is a busy week. Busy last 2 days.
It's been a busy week too for me.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
What's going on with you in these last couple of days?
You know, just chilling, surviving.
All
Had a good little relaxing weekend.
Oh, you have a relaxing weekend? Okay.
Yeah. How was your weekend, sir?
Oh, my weekend was pretty busy. We was doing PPE and blood passengers, and we just doing retraining, trying to get up to OSHA standards. We've been doing a whole lot of stuff this week, man. We're doing P&L reviews. We're doing the budget, you know what I'm saying, that's going on next year. Just a lot of stuff that's been cramped in. I've been at work from like 6:30 in the morning as well. So I've been really, really incredibly busy and definitely just trying to keep up the standard. But as far as over that, you know, what was kind of, we talked about this last week about the guy that was throwing racial slurs at me. Do you remember that?
Right.
Exactly. So, you know, I don't know if I said it, but he called back again and spoke to another manager as well and say he didn't know who I was. He thought the black guy was going to rape his wife.
Oh
he said,
goodness.
I thought the nigga was going to rape my wife.
Oh my
That's
God.
what he used that word.
He said the word?
Yes, he said, I thought the nigga was going to
Get
rape my
outta
wife.
here.
And, you know, and it's, like we say, I mean, racism is so prominent now.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. You know, like I said, I've never experienced, my goodness, I've never experienced that before. And now that it's happening, it's crazy.
Right, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I've never seen racism, you know what I'm saying, so much, and you know what I'm saying, so activated, like right in front of me. We hear about it, we see about it, it happens every day, but when it's right in front of you, it's I don't even know what to say. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. That's
It's
what I'm
crazy.
saying.
Yeah. You're
Talk
right.
to me.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, you know, we're gonna run this. You know, it feels like every day is what. It seems like it's getting tiring. You know what I mean? Like it's just too much to try to.
Steve, thanks for tuning in.
It's just too much to try to. Because you're trying to deal with it, you know, on the bigger scale with your society, then you try and deal with it also at the workplace, you know, how to deal with it personally. You know what I mean? And when it comes across you or when it's done to you as a person, you know what I mean? Now you have to realize what you want to do in that situation, which is either, you know, be the bigger person, I guess you want to say.
Exactly.
And not, you know, say something to them in a way where they get it, but not be, you know, disrespectful, I guess you could say,
Right.
or
You know
hurtful.
what? It's
you know what I
really
mean?
good. That's something I was talking about too. You know, I think you said a mouthful there. It's nothing wrong doing the right thing.
Nothing wrong
There's
with it at
nothing
all.
wrong doing the right thing, and I think too many times, you know, we pass the buck or we pass the blame, and I was talking about that, you know, so because we don't want to do the right thing, and like it's like anything else, you know, when we look at certain things, you know what I'm saying, that's happening, you know what I'm saying, in the world, what's happening with you, like say if they didn't pay you your check. You know what I'm saying? You was like, you know what? I'm supposed to get this and I'm supposed to get that. But, you know what I'm saying? You're complaining that they didn't pay you your check, and we always blame the next person, you know what I'm saying? Or jobs for not being where we are at the world. But sometimes we have to step back and look in the mirror, you know what I'm saying? And take responsibility for myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute. And you have to understand, if they let you down, you know what I'm saying? How did you let yourself down? Are you at work, you know what I'm saying, on time? Are you at work 15 minutes early? Did you give 120%? At the end of the day, we blame too many things. We blame it on our bosses. We blame it on relationships. But sometimes we have to evaluate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Please, go ahead, cut it anytime.
No, that's funny you say that because my GM came to me today and he was, you know, asking me some questions, and I was like, yeah, you know, when you're used to a certain thing,
Right.
and then you don't get it, you kind of go into a whirlwind, or it either you burn and crash, or you try to deal with the situation and navigate it the best way you can. And I felt
That's right.
like
Self-evaluation first, Steve.
I felt that it could have went. I felt myself spiraling down,
Right.
and then I had to think. I was like, wait a second, Ty, what are you doing here now? Take yourself out of the situation.
Right.
What can you do to make this better? Rather than being that person not even want to try to make it better, just be like, well, they just don't fucking get it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or some people, it was crazy, and then I was like, it just takes a minute for you to teach somebody something rather than get upset about it or just not say nothing. Because the worst thing you can do is not say nothing.
Right.
Because you ain't helping nobody when you say nothing.
Right.
But if you want to help a team, if you want to be a team player and a team member, you know what I mean? See how you can help. You know what I mean? Or constructive criticism. That's another thing people think we need to learn too. Constructive criticism, because I think that's a word that people want to say, oh, you're mean. No, you're not being mean. You're just giving them constructive criticism.
Right.
But make sure it's constructive, and
Constructive, that's the key
it's
word.
not badgering or making them feel bad about who they are as a person or themselves.
Most
you know
people
what I mean?
don't. Now, how do you make somebody receive something all the time? Because everybody's not going to receive it. And what I have found out, I'm saying, like I talk about a lot of the shows that we talk about mirroring as well as that. Now, I'm saying, you have talked about it in past shows about people having reflecting as well. So when I look at that situation, say you did something with me, I have it, at work, and we was talking. I'm like, well, they'd be like, why'd you do that? Well, the same reason why you did it as well. And at the end of the day, you have to, look at it from that perspective. If you don't like what's being done to you, don't dish it out.
Don't dish it out.
As well. And that's the key
it.
thing. I mean, I've learned that, from back in the 80s. My
Like you was
great-grandmother
like
used to
12
say
years old.
this. He said, how can the pot call the kettle black? As well. And I said, the kettle is black, but I'm calling the pot black. This way, it don't make no sense. And most people don't understand that. As well, I've run into a very few, you be looking at like, you don't really get that? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
At the end of the day, I always look at it, in this perspective, in this aspect. I will mirror somebody just to, sometimes they don't get it by talking. Sometimes
Right.
people get it by expression. Sometimes people get it by, by you doing the same thing. Like, oh man, why did you do that? That didn't make me feel well, that's the way I felt when you did it.
Right.
As well. So maybe
right,
you can understand that because you're not receiving what I'm saying. So let me talk to you in this way. Let me talk to you, because we speak 70% body language.
Right, but
and 30% verbal.
Or you can actually,
Talk to me.
I can't stand using this word. Dumb down, not dumb down, but
Ooh.
come down to their level, to the way they see the way they
You
talk.
are coming down to that because you're reflecting it.
Right, but what you do is you come down to where the way they can understand what you're saying to them, rather than talking above them or making them feel lower than who they are.
I agree with that.
So now you come down to their level and you talk to them on their level, then they can understand you and see what you're trying to say to them.
Right, I agree with that.
And they get the message and may even have something good
Sometime.
to say in the end. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
But it's so many abstracts and so many ways, we could try to get the message, and that's why, they say, like, just for me, you know me for some time now, since last year. At the end of the day, I'm charismatic. I'm very very extroverted.
Very extra.
Yeah, extroverted. Extroverted. You know what I'm saying? Very extroverted. But at the end of the day, how I look at certain things, I'm happy. I'm going luck. So when I come in, I'm bringing that positive atmosphere. I have many people say, hey, like we talked about it last week. I'm like, oh man, you make the day great. You make this. I'm not looking to make the day great. But at the end of the day, we should do something with the time that we have here instead of sucking up so much air. We should worry how to make an impact on people. At the end of the day, how are we making an impact, and it's a positive impact. And at the end of the day, this is what we want to do. We want to make positive impact and have positive influence to go out. At the end of the day, we can't allow people, to toxify us, with problems every day. At the end of the day, everybody got problems.
Everybody
You know what I'm saying? So come on, look, like I explained, I'm at work from 6:30 in the morning this morning. That's a lot, so teaching and stuff like that. But this is what I get paid to do. You know how I look at it? Instead of complaining about being so early, I'm happy I have a job. I'm happy I have a roof over my head. I'm happy I have all these things going for me. Because a lot of people that want to be in the same place, like I told somebody, I used to tell somebody a long time ago, I'm saying, you complaining how tired you are, your legs hurt. Somebody just wants some legs. You complain how tired your feet work. Somebody just wants some feet. Somebody just want to walk. Somebody just want to walk again. Somebody just want to run again. The things you're complaining about, somebody else wants. Somebody else wants your problems.
What does that say need?
You know what I'm saying? Need, yeah. Somebody else need and wants your problem. Somebody wants to come home from work. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for work and diligently looking for work, but can't find, you know what I'm saying, a way to break in. At the end of the day, they will find it, but somebody else wants your problems. And what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? With, you know what I'm saying, what we have, we complain about it. You know what I'm saying? We get upset about it at the end of the day because we're not taking self-evaluation. And self-evaluation, you know what I'm saying, be the first thing we should be, you know what I'm saying, be taking.
That's
complaining
true.
about this person's holding me down, this person holding me down. No, you're holding yourself down at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you expecting instead of somebody else letting you down, when the last time you looked in the mirror and said, you know what? Like I said, I'm late every day as well. I'm not giving 120%. I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if, you know what I'm saying, if you start giving 120% and being, you know what I'm saying, on time and stuff like that, and
Everything
doing the
else will
things,
fall back into place.
and doing things, you know what I'm saying, you need to do, then, you know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, will disappear. You have to change your mind, because if you don't change your mind, your actions won't change at the end of the day. That's how I kind of see it, Ty. What do you got for me?
So I don't know if you guys, I was watching, have you seen that movie Collateral Beauty?
No, I
Will
don't think,
Smith?
no, I haven't seen. Talk to me.
Yeah, it's a good little movie. I was watching the other day, and he had some interesting thoughts inside the first opening of the scene.
Okay.
And because there basically was an advertising company and they sell stuff, you know.
Okay.
And he was saying what people actually really need, and he was like, there are 3 extractive covenant every single human being on earth needs.
Okay. What was that?
We long for love, we wish we had more time, and we fear death.
That's right. That's right. Changing your mindset. I agree with that too.
He says everything that we commit
We have
fear of not having, everything we ultimately end up buying because at the end of the day we long for love. That's basically what they were saying.
Okay.
How our products and services improve people's lives. How do we do that? Love, time, and death. And that's what he went into, because people believe what they want to believe. But yeah, it was crazy that he was saying that, and I was like, I don't think I wrote down everything that he was saying,
Okay.
or
Tell me in a
I was
nutshell.
touching on.
Tell me in a nutshell what you got from it.
What I got from it was people do long for love, and we do wish we had more time,
Right.
and we do fear death. You know what I mean? But it's, you know, it's about what you do with your time
Exactly.
on this earth.
Exactly.
I mean,
Key thing.
on this earth. That's basically what he was saying. You know, you know, you long for love, but love right. You know, love yourself
right.
first.
You
And
have
then
to love yourself first.
And love somebody else. You know, we wish we had more time. Do everything you need to do. Every day when you get up in the morning, you do everything you need to do to make you feel good when you go to bed at night
Right.
and sleep. So when you
Right.
wake up in the morning, you go at it again.
Right.
Or as I always say, try to be a better you every day.
Get up with a,
And then we fear death. We fear that we don't have enough time, you know, that when it's time for us to go, did we do everything? Do we have enough time on this earth? Did we do everything we wanted to do? So yeah. What you saying?
no, I was basically like I was saying, get up with a purpose.
Get up with a purpose.
Get up with a purpose at the
That's
end
a
of the
good
day.
line. I'm gonna use that
Get-
tomorrow
get
for the thought of the
get,
day.
Get up with a purpose.
Get
at
up
the-
with a purpose.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like getting up this morning, but I got up with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I knew what my agenda was at the end of the day. You know, like I always say, you know, we're not going to live the same, we're not going to do the same thing 75 times, you know what I'm saying, 1 year and call it life. At the
No.
end of the day, have an agenda, have a purpose. If you find what you like and find what you want to do, at the end of the day, go for it. Go out and seek and fulfill your dreams at the end of the day. You know, and that's just one thing how I see it, T.
Yeah,
I
man.
see it like that at the end of the day. You know, so we have to get up with a purpose, get up with an agenda, get up with a mindset.
We do.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Time
can't
can't
be
be replaced.
replaced.
You're absolutely right. Time can't be replaced. But what are we doing with the time that we have has been given to us? Because, you know, we cannot get time back. What are we doing with the time? And that's how we're looking. You know what I'm saying? We live every day. You know what I'm saying? Are we making impacts in people's lives? It's not, you know what I'm saying, how long we live. It's like what we do with the time that we have. Some people live 30 years and suck up all the air, you know what I'm saying, and do nothing. Some people live 10 years and make a greater impact in the 10 years than somebody lived 40 years.
Wow.
So we have to, you know what I'm saying, make impacts on people's lives. I'd rather make an impact, you know what I'm saying, on 30 people than make an impact on 300, because it's the 30 people, the minute people, you know what I'm saying, that's going to go out there and change the world. Everybody else is not going to get it. But you know what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, the people that are getting, the people that is resident inside of them, what are they doing it? You know what I'm saying, what are we doing it? That's how I kind of
No,
look
totally.
at it.
That's I mean, that's
I,
just
I said this all the time to my children. I'm saying, and somebody we was talking about it. I was talking with a bunch of my coworkers. I said, I'm daddy and father. I'm father enough to discipline my child and let them know the correction, but I'm daddy enough when they do make a mistake to forgive them and let them know this is the way to go. This is it's okay. You can always come home. People say you can go home to mommy, but you come home to daddy too. At the end of the day, so daddy's going to forgive you. Daddy, is going to make it right. But I'm also father enough to say this is wrong and this is this is right and this is the way we need to go. You have to be both daddy and father at the end of the day.
no, totally. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. What was going on? Oh, so yeah. So we started with. So they had a meeting. I guess they had a meeting. The
Cool.
president of the NFL
Okay.
had a meeting. It was talking about these guys. I guess they can still kneel and do what they were doing.
Right.
But they were still talking about how they're disrespecting the flag, and I guess I'm still bothered by the fact that we're still talking about them disrespecting this flag.
Right.
And we haven't even discussed the real issue at the matter of hand of why they're protesting.
They talk about, was it Tim Tebow when he kneeled? Because he kneeled, down before because he didn't believe, in the abortion.
Oh,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So but you have to
did?
look. He kneeled down because he listen. I'm not taking a stand because if this is what it stands for, he said, listen, I'm kneeling. Because I don't believe in abortion.
Okay, now.
So at the end of the day,
During the national anthem.
yes, he did.
Get into that.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
So you have to look at that from those simple, and that's when it starts looking as a race card because Tim Tebow kneeled at the end of the day. And then, because he didn't believe, about abortion, abortion rights. He was like, listen, he don't believe in that. So he took a stand or a knee for what he believed in. But when we
crazy.
start looking at, when,
It's a racially protest.
you start looking at
It's
when
crazy.
Kaplan did it. Now we look at they make such a big thing.
It's
out
racist.
there.
Just
Of
call
course
it what it is.
racist.
It's called what it is. Racist.
Yeah, it is
It's
racist.
black and white. It's
course.
always. I just can't. I can't even understand how we even feed into the stuff in the news about what's going on in this world because they keep us divided. I don't know if y'all understand that. They keep us divided with this crap
keep
they
us
keep
divided?
the news, and we as people do it. Of
Okay,
course,
that's the key
I'm
thing.
just talking about
We feed into the media.
into the
If we would
media.
feed into the media, they couldn't keep us divided. But as long as we keep feeding into the propaganda, as long as we keep feeding into them, saying what they say, and we allow them, the key word is we allow them to control what we think, what we say, what we do, they will always be in trouble. When we start taking stands, such as, I'm going to use Tim Tebow, such as Tim Tebow, such as Patrick, such as people, that believe in what they about and what this stands for and what they stand for. At the end of the day, like I said, you can always stand for nothing and then become tired. But when you standing for something, and don't become weary, then that's the key thing. So keep standing or keep kneeling. Keep going, striving for what you believe in as well. Don't let nobody deteriorate you. Don't become weary. One of the scriptures said, don't become weary in well doing at the end of the day. And that's how I see it.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy that we still have to talk about this race issue and this police brutality and all this stuff that's going on in the world that I don't feel like society is using their brain or their common sense brain. They just want to do everything but the right thing, I guess you could say. There's a problem with him kneeling, but think about how many crosses they burnt. This mad disrespect too. That's true.
That's very true.
That's very true.
That's very true.
And they claim to be such Christians. Thank you,
Right.
Valerie Quinn, for your
Yeah,
thought.
I appreciate that.
That's crazy too. You're about the flags and the same thing with the church. You know what I mean? Y'all claim y'all such Christians and y'all believe in the Lord and all Jesus Christ, but then y'all burn crosses. You know what I mean? And y'all used to burn them in black people's yards back in the day. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's crazy that we live in a society today that we still have to live in a world where we have to deal with this, and society doesn't really, nobody really wants to deal with this problem. And I don't understand how it's on a big scale that nobody wants to deal with it. I mean, because we all, you watch the news, you talk about it. I mean, but how are we changing this?
How are we changing it? We
Yeah,
changing
how
it.
we gonna-
We
how-
changing it one broadcast at a time.
Well, we are,
one
yes.
knee at a time.
Yes.
One stand at a time. You know what I'm saying? We are being progressive. You know what I'm saying? We're not the only ones that's talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You know, so Kaplan's not the only person that's kneeling about it. You know, when you look at, you know what I'm saying, Barack Obama, he ain't the only one that's standing about it. So you have to look at, you know what I'm saying, different type of figureheads. Somebody's standing, somebody kneeling, somebody's broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? So when you put all that together at the end of the day, that's how we start making an impact.
Well, I
you
think we
make
need
an
to
impact
start
like
connecting
that.
each other with each other and start making these, because I think that's the problem is that, we got all these different groups out there trying to fight for you, but nobody's coming together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think this is where we are missing. We all need to come together and
agree.
start talking about it on the bigger table.
We do.
On a bigger scale. Who cares if you got to have a million people show up somewhere and we talk about some stuff. You know what I mean? Or some issues, you know what I mean? Because in those million people, you're going to have about a good 100, 20,000 groups of people just sitting around talking about issues that agree the same thing. And, once we put a big force behind something, we could change a whole lot.
I feel like sometimes they just, you know what I'm saying, they try to, you know what I'm saying, they want to abolish, you know what I'm saying, what has happened. They like they said, they want us to forget about all slavery happened over 400 years ago.
I mean, I don't say
You know
forget
what
it.
No,
I don't say forget about
no,
forgive.
but this is what I'm about to say, though.
Okay.
No, not forget. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Forgive is for you, not for them. But you know what I'm saying? But they want to talk about it like this. Well, slavery happened 400 years ago. And then they want to say, what happened when they was hosing us down in 1964 and 1958. They're like, well, that happened over 40 years ago. And then it's like, well, you got February out of it, or you got this out of it. Well, how about the people, you know what I'm saying, that happens, how about, you know what I'm saying, the person that got shot up 2 weeks ago as well? How about that? They said, well, you know what I'm saying, we gave you this. But at the end of the day, so when they look at, they want us to forget about all this, and I don't mean no disrespect, but 9/11, never forget. 9/11, never forget.
True that.
But you know what I'm saying, but slavery, forget.
True that.
Okay. Not the saying people didn't get hurt, but 9/11, never forget, right? Okay. Why get quiet? Don't get quiet. Did I touch something?
That's crazy. You said
9/11, never forget.
I never even thought
Slavery,
about that, but yeah.
400 years. They want us to forget something that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
never
crazy.
forget that.
That's crazy.
As well as that.
That's crazy.
Never forget that. But
that's crazy.
You have to look at it.
That's crazy. I never even thought about that.
Jim, what's going on? How you doing, brother?
Wow. That's crazy.
Greta, how you doing, sis?
That's crazy. So I was watching, I saw this video the other day and it kind of it came to my attention. I'm going to call it, because that's what it sounded, this is what it came down to be, it was called the triple filter test.
What?
The triple filter test.
I don't know what that is.
So I'm gonna tell you what I call it, and what how when I always tell you when we're always talking, and if it's not about you, if it's not about me, I have all the interest. But as soon as you start talking about somebody else, I kind of lose my interest. And you're like, yo, Ty, what happened? And you always ask me like, yo, what's up, Ty? Like the other day we was outside talking, and somebody walked up, started talking, and then they started talking about other stuff and other people, and I was like, well, I'm going in the house. And he was like, yo, Ty, where you going? I was like, I'm going in the house, because I don't do that. You know what I mean? Gossiping or talking about other people.
Right. Oh, now
So
I got you.
I
was so confused.
So
with you.
you know what I'm saying?
Now I got you.
So now, you know what I mean? So this is what came down to me with this whole triple filter test. So one day a man came to Socrates and he said, I just heard something about your friend. And Socrates says to the guy, hold on 1 minute. Socrates replied, before you talk to me about my friend, it might be a good idea for you to take a moment and filter what you're going to say.
Okay.
Right. So this is why he calls it the triple filter test. The first filter, as Socrates said, is the truth. And he asks this for, he says, you make sure that absolutely what you're about to tell me is true. And then the guy replies, well, no, the man said, actually, I just heard about it. You know what I mean? So somebody else told him something about his friend.
Right.
And he wants to come up and tell him about it.
Right.
And now his friend, Socrates is like, well, why are you trying to tell me something about my friend? And, you know what I mean? Like,
if you don't even know nothing about it.
If you don't know that it's true.
Okay.
This is what I call rumors, and this is what I call gossip.
Right. I agree with that 100%.
Right. So then he says, so you don't really know if it's true. He says, no. So let's try the second filter. The second filter is the filter of goodness, is what he calls it. Is what you're about to tell me about my friend something good or something bad?
Right.
He says, oh no. On the contrary. So Socrates says, so you want to tell me something about my friend, but you're not certain that it's true, and you may still pass the test through because there's one filter left. So the last filter is the filter of usefulness. Is what you're about to tell me about my friend going to be useful to me? And he says, no. Well, actually, no. Really, says the man. Well, wonders Socrates, if you want to tell me something that's neither true nor good, not even useful, why tell me at all?
Right. Well, okay.
So at the end of this whole video, this quote right here is gonna blow your mind.
Let me get the quote.
The quote is ridiculous. Remember, great minds discuss ideas, and average minds discuss events. Yo, what's it happening? Take it in. Take it in.
I got what you're saying.
Take it in.
But you know what it is? Mm-hmm. Most people use gossip as a bonding tool as well. And that's what happens. People use gossip as bonding tools because there's always somebody out there want to hear something, that's really irrelevant. And that's, and that's why people are like, hey, Tyler, let me tell you about this like you were just telling. Because, I'm going to find out if you're interested if you stay around. At the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you allow me, become, if you allow yourself to become a waste basket, or disposal for toxic information, then I got you at the end of the day. Because, this is how I look at it. I don't want to be that. I don't want somebody just dumping anything in me. I don't even want to hear it at the end of the day. I don't want to hear, everybody vents and everybody goes through things. I vent too. But you cannot be venting, and using, this every other day or every day. Come on, the sun shines some days at the end of the day.
It shines some days.
God.
It rains.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Because, you don't want to become, you don't want to pledge allegiance, to what that person is giving out at the end of the day. And that's how I look at it.
Totally. Yeah, it's crazy. But I also, not to say that great minds discuss ideas and average minds discuss. I think that's a really big, a broad way of describing that. I guess the words probably should have been remember great minds discuss, what? What's a good word for that?
I don't know. Useful information.
Useful information. There we
Useful information.
And average mind discuss events because, it's crazy what we put our time into.
There you go. Now you're talking.
What we put our
energy
into.
What we focus on.
What we focus our time on.
Exactly.
When you like I see people walking down the street on their phone, like on a break from work, and they stand, for that 30 minutes that they have or the hour they have, they're in that phone. And I'm saying to myself, ain't nobody really texting you. Ain't nobody texting them that much. While you're at work 8 hours a day, you probably even got that many friends you can count in your hand, but you're worried about somebody texting you or something that's going on Instagram or whatever. There was a video I posted yesterday about these people walking and texting, walking in the poles, walking into things and like that. And the video was basically saying, how you think you can't even walk and text. How you think you're going to be able to drive and text and show this girl texting?
That's right.
And as she was texting, she got into a car accident and he basically died in the accident on video. But it was crazy. And I just think people got to pay attention to other stuff. Pay attention to useful stuff, useful information in your brain. And what you put in your body, because that toxic stuff is not working.
That's right.
It's not working. We see that it's not working. It has not been working, and we got to change that and fix it.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think excellency should be a habit and not an event. We should do it, to become a habit. We should do it to just be seen. We should do it, to be present at the end of the day. And it should become so habit, forming, it's like breathing as well. We shouldn't do it, to get likes. We shouldn't do it, just to impress people. But if you're going to do something at the end of the day, do it, as a habit. And do the best of it. Good is not good enough if it can be great. Best is not best enough if it can be better. At the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with keep on striving as well. That's what I said. People say, how you feel today? I said, I feel amazing. I start saying, I started saying, how you feel? I said, I feel incredible. They was like this. They was like, well, damn.
You gonna turn into the Hulk in a minute?
I'm telling you, I just turned black instead of green. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, for real, how you feel? I feel incredible. Like, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I feel incredible.
Yeah.
They was like this. What you had this morning? I mean, they was asking me the operation.
I had a dose of life this morning. I woke
That's
up.
exactly. That's what it is.
That's all
You
I
know
need
what I'm
to
saying?
do.
Come on.
As long as I had to open up these eyes, I'm good.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I look
Everything
at it.
else is
Listen,
cake.
how many cups of coffee you be having? You be wired to me coming because I
Nah.
come in so, you know,
Yeah.
like I said, I had an amazing shower.
That was it. That was it.
Amazing shower.
Amazing,
You know what I'm saying?
amazing song while I was getting
I'm
dressed
serious,
this morning.
man. You know, come
It's all
on.
about that too. I mean, that's another thing I always tell people. You know, play stuff that's motivate you in the morning. You know what I mean? Play music that motivates.
That's right.
Because everybody got their iPods on. I wonder what they listen to in the morning.
Sure, you know what I'm
'Cause
saying?
I be jamming.
You gotta encourage yourself.
I be jamming out in the morning. What? I be getting it in.
You know,
Crazy.
that's key what you said. Play something that
Crazy.
motivates you.
That motivate me. You know what I mean? India Aria, I choose. It's the best song in the morning.
Okay.
I choose to be the best that I can be. I choose I choose
You wanna sing for us?
to be the best
Oh,
that
my
I
God.
can be.
All
I
right,
choose
all right. We're gonna put you on them
to
America's Got
something,
Talent. Got you.
And then it's like my past don't dictate who I am. I choose. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's good stuff, right?
And then R. Kelly is the world greatest because I am the greatest.
You have
know
to
what I
believe
mean?
that.
I have to believe that I'm the greatest.
You have to believe
So
that.
I am a
agree with that.
mountain. I am a tall tree. I
are a
am
tall tree?
You know what I mean?
Wow.
I believe all. You know, I believe all of it. You know what I mean? And these are the songs I listen to going to work in the morning because that motivates me to show me that today is gonna be a good day, no matter what happens. And I'm the only person that can decide that.
That's key. You know what I'm saying? I think you should elaborate a little bit more on that. Today is going to be a good day. Don't matter what happens because you have that power.
I have the power.
You
to
have that
decide
power. I don't care what
happened.
you're going through. You have that power.
I have that power, and everybody else has the power to mess with my day.
Excuse me?
Everybody else has the power to mess with my day.
Everybody else has the power to make.
Yeah. I mean, know what I'm saying is they have the power to throw stuff at my day.
Okay.
And I
But
have,
it can't.
and I have a choice to whether to deal with it or not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because that's boy with a boy, and I can keep my smile on my face.
That's
Because a lot of times you got to take a deep breath and just understand. You know, is that really what I want to do right now with this person?
Yo, this lady spilled coffee all over me on the train. And you know what I'm saying? And I really didn't even get upset. I was like, I looked at it, I was like, I caught me off guard. I was like, what? 'Cause I don't think she even said apology, but I was so, listen, man, I was in the word. I was listening to the word.
Yeah.
And I was in the word real quick. I was like, this is good. It didn't even really bother me. But you know, so I was like, oh, man.
Because you know what I mean. You can get all upset and crazy, but you still gonna have that coffee spilled on you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not gonna change
I wish
nothing.
she wasn't really, I was so much into it. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't even think she was apologetic. If she
No,
was apology, I don't even think I heard her.
or you even took
Because
it
I
in
was
'cause
so
you
much
was so
into
gone,
it.
yeah.
I was gone. I was into it.
But that's the thing. You gotta get that. You know what I mean? When you got that, it's amazing.
You got that joy.
That
you got
joy,
that happiness.
nobody can take it.
And it really is true.
You know
I
what
mean,
I
you
mean?
have to. And I believe that just having that, just to be able to, we know we're gonna go through things in life. We know what I'm saying. Life is gonna bring challenges on. But it's what I'm saying. It's how we go through it. You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna go through it? You know what I'm saying? Always crying, always whining, always still doing things that we can fix. There's some things that's out of our control we can never fix. So stop worrying over it. It's some things that we could change, and sometimes it's just us. Sometimes we worrying about somebody else, and sometimes we just need to fix ourselves at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We
Preaching.
worrying about the other toxic person. Sometimes the toxic person is us. You know what I'm saying? We need to get away from them. We need to do self-evaluation. But at the end of
You
the
need to
day,
get away from yourself.
exactly. I put on Instagram one time on somebody. I said sometimes we need to break up with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Break up with yourself. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause maybe you're the toxic person. Maybe you're the person that's holding other people down. You thinking they holding you down. At the end of the day, maybe you need to self-evaluate you. And there's nothing wrong with it. The reason why I talk about it because I've been through it. The reason why I can speak about it because I was in it. I know what it looks like, you know what I'm saying, to have pity parties. I know what it looks like, you know what I'm saying, to give out, you know what I'm saying, do reflection. The reason why I talk about it because I have did all these things. But you know, I'm not where I was. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you
That's
gotta
how
keep
you
on
got
moving.
where you at. That's
exactly.
how
Now
you
you're
got where you
talking,
at.
see?
This is how you get where you want to go.
You have to go through. I mean, you shouldn't, but you have to. Sometimes you have to.
No,
sometimes
it's
you
life.
have to.
It's
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean? And
'Cause
that's
life brings its own problems. Don't add on to it.
And that's another, that's another thing that's so funny because, rich people, they have all this money, but they have most of them have a lot of problems because they haven't dealt with those issues because they thought that money can solve all those issues. And then they look at the end of the day when they're alone in their house and they look at the insecurities and stuff that they have and they try to fix them with their money.
Right.
But there's a lot of things you can't fix. Either you're going to deal with those issues up front, up close and personal, or you're going to let that money do whatever it wants to do and it still ain't going to fix you because you're going to still be searching for something else.
Right.
At the end of the day. You got me using that word now.
Uh-oh, got you.
But yeah, Because I mean, it's like every day people are searching and looking to go for something else, and that's not right for them. But go for something that's right for you.
Right.
Something that you want, something that you need, not something that somebody else wants or has.
Hey, what's going on?
Do what's good for you.
I agree with that. Some people are searching because it's a void that needs to be filled.
Yeah.
And the reason why, once you search and once the void is empty, you want something to fill. And sometimes it's like a misfit. Sometimes we try to put a triangle in a hole. And the reason why it doesn't fit because we force it. At the end of the day, we want to force it because we want that feeling, we want that feel good, we want that high. And sometimes, we know things ain't not right, but we stay to stick it in it because we rather, what's the word I'm looking for? We rather settle. We rather settle, for, it could be like, listen, you got 40%. You got 40%, that's right, but the other 60%, is wrong. Don't settle. You are better, you're better than what you think you are. Mm-hmm. Don't settle for less. If this is who you believe you are and this is what it is, go for the best because you deserve the best. Why do you deserve the best? Because you're unique. Your fingerprint, will match nobody else. When they made your fingerprint, it is identically to you. It cannot match me, you, or anybody else. Why do you think they track us with this at the end of the day?
Totally.
Because you're unique in yourself, and we have to look at it from that point, from that perspective as well. I mean, come on, how are you going to empower people? This is about empowering, it's about loving, it's about caring, it's about discipline, it's about so many things. It's nothing wrong. Yeah, exactly, helping. At the end of the day, you help me, I help you, and we help each other. At the end of the day, but if I'm selfish and you selfish, then we get nowhere. Then we become stagnant. We become stagnant. We don't move. At the end of the day, because we start looking, and I'm start looking at your deficiencies, and you start looking at my deficiency, instead of me looking at how to improve on you and you improve on me. Let's improve together and rise together. But we look at the wrong things sometimes, and that's how we miss our blessing. At the end of the day, we miss our blessing because of our ignorance. We miss our help. Because of lack of tolerance. Oh man,
it's crazy.
I speak like because I'm passionate about it.
I'm
very passionate about it. Because we lose so much, and and sometimes, people can't help us, so we can't help ourselves because we can't see past, what, the things that is right in front of us. Because we want it to come from a certain person or a certain way. But sometimes the help is right here.
It's right
and
here.
We can't receive it, because we can't get past our immature thinking or our stinking thinking, my father used to say.
Stinking thinking.
My father used to say stinking thinking. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? All right, man.
That's a good one.
But
That's a good one. I like that.
That's how we look at that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me.
I can't laugh because when I laugh, my eyes seem like they close on me, so I got to keep my eyes
your
open.
Your eyes close when you laugh?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me. They were open when I started
the show.
So
if I tickle you, your eyes are closed?
It seemed like when I laugh really hard, they close more on me.
And when I sneeze, my eyes close.
They were open earlier.
All right, buddy. I don't know what's going on right now. Good stuff for you.
Or maybe it's just it's the way I'm looking at the camera.
Okay. I think you're pretty okay there.
But yeah. So yeah, I mean, Chilling Kings, thank you. Laugh out loud.
This dude is bugging, right? Yo, hey, he's bugging, right, hey?
But yeah.
He said he can't laugh because his eyes are closed.
But yeah,
What's going on?
so yeah, what was I gonna? I thought I had something.
You have a lot.
Earlier today. I forget what it was.
Okay.
Though. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I mean,
okay, go ahead. No,
what
please.
You gonna say?
I was gonna say anything. You gonna say anything? I was gonna say anyway. You know what I'm saying? What's happening? No sense. So have you let everybody know? Just repeat it. No saying you're on YouTube Live.
Yes.
As well, you're on YouTube Live. I'm doing Facebook Live, and you know what I'm saying. We're trying to, a new genre, reaching, a more of an audience, more of a broader audience. And you know what I'm saying, Ty, the classic man. You can find all the videos. You know what I'm saying. This is our 15th episode. We appreciate, all the love, and it's just turning out to be a great thing. You can find it right on YouTube, Reality Sucks TV, and all the episodes come right up. And definitely, like I've been preaching, podcasts will be soon. We want to put that on iTunes. We just want to get out there and do so much because I think this is a conversation that needs to be heard. We used to have it amongst ourselves, right? We used to have it amongst ourselves, and at the end of the day, somebody else needs to hear what we're saying.
It needs to be a living room topic. You know what I mean? Like we hope that.
I like that.
Yeah, we hope that some of these issues that we talk about, you talk about amongst your friends or your family. You know what I mean? Because it's got to be a round table talk. You know what I mean? This is the round table that we're using, and we hope they're using your round table where you're at.
This is really a round table, too.
Yeah, we are. We're sitting at a round table. But yeah, I mean, because you know, we can compare every week. We can talk about what we want to do and what we want to change and how we want to make everything better. But if we can't reach you guys as watching us, then we know we're not really helping. You know what I mean? We're just kind of up here just talking. You know what I mean, for an hour each week. You know what I mean? When I can probably do something else productive, but I'm hoping that this is gonna be productive enough that we get enough people watching and we get enough people doing something so that we can like collaborate and find this way to make this change that we want to make.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of you out here that want to make this change, and I see y'all with the posts up here. I see some of y'all every day where I work at. Like, hey, I watch this show. You guys are doing great. You're doing good stuff. You're talking about good stuff. Because like I always say, you know what I mean, there's a way out of this. You know what I mean? There has to be a way out of this. I don't want to spend the next 5 or 10 years of my life still fighting this same issue. You know what I mean? And still going to battle with this black men still being killed on the street, or racial issues, or fucking Ku Klux Klan rallies and marches, and we still got to march because, you know what I mean, we're not getting the rights that we deserve. I just want to know when this is going to stop, because, you know what I mean, you have enslaved us, you know what I mean? You have killed us because you don't believe that we were deserving to be a citizen or equal to you. I mean, we had to get the right to vote. I mean, you finally gave us that. And then we had to march across, you know, Alabama to Washington to have this so he can give his speech. You know what I mean? I mean, how much more do we have to endure for this thing to change? How much more do we have to endure for people to actually understand what is actually really happening? You know, this oppression that is actually going on. I mean, it's literally oppression. You look up the definition, this is what it is.
You said it right.
And
oppression.
Oppression. So you know what I mean? When do we stop? When does it stop? When do we society have enough? I mean, when did you say, you know what, I'm done with this racism, let's fix this? You know what I mean? Let's do something about it.
When does it stop?
You know what I mean?
So the answer is, when does it stop? When everybody stands together.
Yeah, but how?
I don't know when they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know when it's going to happen.
Right.
But if everybody stand together, whether it be black or white, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, minority, you know what I'm saying, or immigrant, at the end of the day, when everybody stand together and everybody stand up, you know what I'm saying, for one right, not 10 rights, you know what I'm saying, like you have to think about it. People fight for equal rights. How do that sound? So that means somebody else is saying, listen, I just want equal rights. Somebody else is saying, nah, we don't want you to be equal. Think about this. You have to look over them and say, somebody else is fighting for civil rights. They be like this, well, can we just be civil? Can you hear that? Can we just be civil?
Be civil to each other.
You fighting for civil rights?
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You fighting for equal rights, civil rights that should be yours. And I gotta fight just to be equal.
And it's not. And the sad part is the sad part is, you said we were equal. You know what I mean? This is what you said, but then you treat us another way. It's like, come on, are you really? You know what I mean? That's like taking me to the river and saying, oh, there's all the water in the world you can have, but you can't drink it.
That's very good. That's very thing. That's very good. I like that.
You know what I mean?
You said a mouthful.
That
was good.
And I'm supposed to accept that. Like, what do you mean you brought me all the way here and I can't drink it? You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm drinking this water. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, come on. You know what I mean? It's funny because when I grew up when I was a kid, you know, the grocery store, and even to this day, if it's still there, probably if they have knocked it down, as growing up in the 80s, and the grocery store we went to, the first grocery store before they moved to the big grocery store, was on this main street. And in the main street, they still had the doors, because it was the movie theater,
okay,
and the thing, and they had the doors where black folks enter and white folks enter.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so every day I went to the grocery store from the ages of like probably 5, 6, 7. From when I went down south, that's what I saw.
That's crazy.
It was crazy, you know what I mean? And this is the stuff, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean, you want to go fight wars, you know what I mean? And I can't even imagine that people in the military, you know what I mean, upset about Kaepernick kneeling. As I said, and I say it again, and I'll keep saying it, you know what I mean? People have to understand that in the Vietnam War, World War I, when black folks went and fought, they came back to this country and they were treated like second-class citizens. They were still being hung. They were still being killed.
Right.
I mean, all this stuff was still happening. You know what I mean? You're talking about people that went over there and fought wars for this country. You know what I mean? This is how, you know what I mean, how I say backwards, you know what I mean?
D, what's going on, D?
You can go over there and fight for your country, but we're going to treat you like crap when you come back. I wouldn't even come back. Why would you come when you're gonna be treated better over there? I mean, why would you even come back? I know I wouldn't have. I mean,
I understand.
it's crazy. It's crazy that this is our, you know, this is the biggest topic in the world right now.
Right.
Besides number 45, we keep talking about his stupidity all day long, but I refuse to do that on my show because it's a stupidity, and y'all can feed into that on your own time, but I just can't unless he does something that's crazy and we need to talk about it. But I just can't feed in stupidity.
It's every day that's crazy.
And everything he, you know, I'm not even surprised no more. People come to me, oh, you see what he did? Like, no, I didn't see, and I don't want to know. Sorry, don't, can't put it in my body. Well, you need to know. No, I don't. No, I don't.
I hear you.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Unless there's a bomb, a nuclear bomb coming.
We need to know
you
that.
Know what I mean?
We need to know that.
You know what I mean? I need to know that. But other than the other stuff, I'm just like, come on, because I think that negativity, that stuff.
That's right. It's the biggest and the oldest topic.
It's the biggest and oldest topic. Demetrio.
I call him D.
D. You're right. It is the biggest and the oldest topic. But you know what I mean? It's time. It's time. We cannot. It just can't. You know what I mean? Stop looking down on the next person. Stop. You know what I mean? Stop thinking your race is better. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's unbelievable what we're going through. I mean, at this time in the world, you know what I mean? 2017. I mean, they just had the 50th anniversary of the Selma, that whole walk across.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, but y'all celebrate. What y'all celebrating? I mean, 50 years what? 50 years that we still going through the same thing?
You think we're going through the exact same thing?
Exact same thing.
You think it's the exact same thing?
Exact same thing.
Okay. You sure?
People call it what they want.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with your opinion.
Well, I mean, not the exact same thing.
Okay, but there's nothing wrong with your opinion.
You gotta be like the exact same thing, like the exact same thing. Come on, Cal.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Not the exact same thing, but
do you think it? No, it has become progressive. Do you think it has gotten better?
No, it's gotten worse.
It got worse. You think it has gotten worse?
It's gotten worse.
Wow. You have a right to vote?
Yeah.
You have a right to vote back then?
I didn't have a right to vote back then, no.
Okay. Did you go in them saying the different ways in the
store?
store?
No, thank you. Thank you guys for doing that.
People are scared of peace, but quick to embrace hate.
True. That is. D, you got that one.
You won that one. You showing off, D?
You got
Don't
that
be showing off. Don't be showing off, D.
Somebody tuning in said, people are scared of peace, but quick to embrace hate.
That's very good.
That is so true, though.
That's very good.
So true though, because we rather, you know what I mean.
That's very true.
Talk at the television and get upset about this person rather than embrace, you know what I mean, you know, you be so quick to embrace the hate or talk about the bad,
right?
You know what I mean,
the
rather
negative.
than the negative, rather than look at, oh, well, how can we get this better? You know what I mean? Oh, that is crazy. That is crazy.
He's on the roll.
I read a few books this morning. Go ahead on D.
Oh, you read a few books?
All right.
Well, share them books, man.
I ain't mad at you.
Go ahead, D.
Share those books you're reading.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's crazy. That's crazy.
Man D.
That was good stuff.
It's my man D from W Hotel, baby.
I hope, you know what I mean, you guys are still, you know, we do hope that you guys are tuning like you do, and you just to keep responding, because we do now start to answer your questions and talk and have more of a conversation now. Because I was talking to Cal last week about this, you know. It's more of a conversation now because we do like to talk about our topics we like to bring up, but we also like to hear your input and what you have to say, because it makes the conversation. It means that we're all having a conversation now. You know what I mean? And there are people listening and watching that want to make a change also too. You know what I mean? Because it just can't be us two. I know.
Exactly,
you know
and it's becoming more sociable. It's becoming more intimate. That you know what I'm saying. Coffee with Ty and Cal.
Coffee with Ty and Cal.
As well, you know we have
coffee and tea.
Coffee and tea. Woo, we better get ahead. Coffee and tea.
But yeah, you know, it's just about, you know, keeping that smile on your face every day and making sure that you're doing what you need to do to strive better.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. That's what this show is about every week.
Exactly.
It's about us trying to and bringing topics to you to talk about or what's going on in the world. Because there wasn't really much going on this week besides the Kaepernick, number 45's craziness.
Exactly. But we experience things every day.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not on television, sometimes it's right in front of us.
Yeah.
We experience things whether on our way to work, on our way home, you know, things at our job. And you know what I'm saying, it's about making one impact, you know what I'm saying, at a time.
I've been trying to keep notes
You keeping notes?
of things that will happen to me during the day.
So you're making a diary
so
now?
I can talk about it. Yeah.
You got a
'cause-
diary?
Yeah, not
Dear
a diary.
diary?
I just try to write notes down when I see something and I forgot to bring it today.
All right, dear diary.
But yeah, not a diary, not a journal, not like a journal where I write in, things. It's just things that happen, like people, like I don't know, this is my racism for the day.
Okay.
People like, I watch people all the time. This is what I love to do, and
Okay.
I watch people interact with each other. How whites interact with whites, how whites interact with blacks or Latinos, how they all interact, and how courteous they are to each other, and what they won't and will do to one race and won't do to the other. And it's so funny how things just collide, and you just watch how things change when it's two white people, or white and brown, or white minority.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy how
different ethnics,
how
and different
even,
cultures.
and even just the smallest little things, like walking down the street.
Right.
You know what I mean? Crossing paths. So who you let go first, who you don't let go first. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's crazy that I magnify it to that point. You know what I
You
mean?
magnify it to that point?
Oh yeah. Why? Because because I'm so shocked that it's happening that I gotta really magnify it to make sure that it's happening. You know what I mean? That's the bad part.
Okay.
You know
So
what I
you
mean?
blow it up.
I don't know. I
To
blow it
magnify this to
so that
enlarge.
I can see it.
To enlarge.
Yeah. So that I can really understand. This is really just happening right in front of me.
That's right.
This is really happening right in front of me, and nobody ain't saying nothing. And it's not my. You know what I mean? Not to say my battle to fight. It just didn't happen to me.
But you know what the key
Not
thing
even
is?
say happen to me. It's that's what it is. Subconsciously happening. That's what it is.
I love what D said though. We so quick. I'm still stick on. We
Yeah,
so
no.
quick to embrace hate. We embrace hate. You know what I'm saying? Evil, wrongdoing.
Like
That's
so-
so
like
quick. But we
so quick.
refrain. We refrain from peace. We refrain from love. I said this last week. You know what I'm saying? Humans need humanity again. We as humans need to come back to humanity. Love needs love again.
Love needs love.
And that's
just
what
true.
it is.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because we embrace the most toxic things out here.
The most toxic thing.
Exactly.
I mean, it's crazy.
And it is crazy. That's all I can say. It's crazy as well. But just don't fall, whether it's subconsciously, you know what I'm saying, victim to it. You know what I'm saying? Because, at the end of the day, everybody wants to be a victim, but nobody wants to be a victor as well. And that's the thing about it. You want to be a victim, you know what I'm saying, and complain about your problems. Woe is me. Instead of, you know what I'm saying, becoming, you know what I'm saying, a conqueror and becoming a victor and, you know what I'm saying, overstepping it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the key thing. Which role would you play in life? Either you want to play the victim or the victor. Which one do you want?
Be
Which
a
one
leader
sounds
or a
better to you?
follower.
Come on. And that's how I see it.
True. But in order to lead, you gotta be able to teach. That's another thing. People always like to lead, but don't want to teach nothing. Like you just gotta follow. Like no, everybody don't get it.
Exactly.
You
You know what I'm
gotta
saying?
teach some. There's some teaching moments in there.
And also be a leader. People has to be following, or you're just another man walking.
Word up. Or if and I always try to lead somebody in front of me so they can lead me later sometime.
Come on.
Because you can lead the march. You don't always have to be the leader.
That's
You
right.
can let somebody else lead sometime too, and then you can take it back to the lead afterwards. You know what I
Tell
mean?
them, be the last
Don't
person
get
to speak, right?
The last person to speak, and learn, soak it in like a sponge.
Oh my goodness.
That's what you got to
Oh,
do.
you about to drop bars right now.
It's crazy.
Go ahead,
It's
Jay.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You about to drop bars right now. What is going on?
Because
here?
we meet people. I'm pretty sure you do. I meet a lot of people around the world and around this country, and we have some of the craziest conversations, things that you shouldn't be talking about. We talk about. I mean, and it's great that you can have those. I can have the conversations with these Europeans or these other people from other states or countries, whatever, and not come to the point where we can't talk about nothing. You know what I mean? We talk about politics. We talk about number 45. We talk about everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy that we can talk about the things, but my neighbor I can't talk about this with. You know what I mean? What's wrong with that problem?
Habib said, God bless.
America.
Habib said, he said, God bless. To Habib, I said, what's going on, my brother?
But yeah, it's crazy. So I think we're gonna bring this episode to a close.
Oh my goodness, Habib, that's my brother right
We know
there.
who Habib is.
He owns a lot of tree houses and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
No, he builds tree houses.
Really? Live tree house for kids?
He Leo's Treehouse. I'm lying. That's my brother. I need to tell myself what's up. That's my brother right there, man.
Tell you bugged
I'm
out.
not joking.
But
that's my brother though.
I want to say thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Reality Sucks. It's me, Ty, the original classic man, with my boy Cal, Aurelium, aka.
I know, but I done switched it up. Really amazing Cal.
But we're back again next week, same time, 7:30. Me on YouTube, as you see now, and Calvin on live Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, we always accept your thoughts or your views of what we're talking about, or if you have any questions or you want to tune in. And when you do tune in and ask any questions while we're on live,
please do.
We like that. He said he gonna come play left.
Remember, you on live TV.
Don't do that.
I'm telling you.
Don't do that. Don't forget you on live TV. They're gonna be at your house.
They're gonna be at your house, brother.
But as I always say, my motto is be good to each other, but love yourself first. Because if you can't love yourself, how you gonna love somebody else?
And tell them I said, oleo. He knows what that means.
But they always say, be good to yourself and be good to everybody else in the world. All right, people. Y'all have a good week, rest of the week and the weekend. We will see you next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Holla.
God bless.